Hey everyone, it's been a while. We're back here with the podcast of Solitude. It's me, Colm, here with my good buddies Jordan on my left and Sam on my right. Not in
Well,
real life,
hey!
but
Hello.
Discord.
But you have us on two different. You have us. We're all on two calls and two separate devices.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry to
There
all
we
our
go.
listeners. Sorry to all our listeners for the unexpected hiatus. We're all very busy, and I'm sure you were very disappointed.
I'm sure our thousands
Because
of listeners missed us.
yeah,
Yep.
you all love listening to our voices every week.
I'm sure we got
Um,
millions of emails asking for us to come back every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our inbox is literally flooded. It's
Yeah.
Gmail.
The email literally won't open because to even process the number of emails to display how many we have, it just
Yeah.
crashes the entire system and every other system in the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a problem, but that's the price you pay when you're this good at podcasting.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we're here today because we thought we should just like ramble on about random stuff, and we thought what better way to starting back than to talk about Loki, because that's something new.
Hip and trendy right now.
Yeah. So I think we have quite a lot to say, and I didn't really know what all our opinions are yet, but I think it'll be quite a lot of stuff to say, which you guys may or may not agree with, as usual. And then after we're done talking about that, we'll probably just ramble on about random stuff that we want to talk about. Maybe games, maybe something completely unrelated. Maybe Transformers. Definitely not Transformers.
No.
We'll be all day with Transformers.
Yeah.
Anyway, who wants to start us off today?
I can if you want.
Cool. Yeah,
Go
go
for
ahead.
I watched Loki. It was pretty good. I didn't think there was anything too notable that stood out to me. Apparently, there was a little bit of uproar on the internet that there's oh wait, I can't. I was about to say spoiler.
Mm.
But no, I thought it was good. I mean, Tom Hiddleston's good.
Yeah.
I don't see a point to it yet, but I'm sure that'll come later.
The point is money.
That was right. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah, so far I think the characters are the best part. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. Wilson's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, definitely. I mean, but it is playing into my initial concern that was we've had Loki move past this point,
Yeah,
and
same.
now
Yeah.
we've just got
Yeah.
2012 Loki again, and I was worried that that would kind of annoy me, and it kind of did. But he'll probably move past it all again.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. I feel like there's lots of like multiverse and like timeline tie-ins with this.
Well, didn't
like-
they kind of say in this episode, not to spoil much, but didn't they make a point in this episode that there is no multiverse at the minute? Because that's what they're trying to avoid. Is they're trying to avoid a multiverse
he
breaking
said
off.
not at the minute, but they also no spoilers. But they also kind of illustrated the fact that it's a possible thing that can happen.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't happen.
that's probably what'll happen.
Yeah,
at
I
the
think that's
end of the
exactly what'll happen.
series. Is Loki
It's kind of
already
weird.
because otherwise there's no way out of his predicament. I don't think.
Nah. I mean, there's two ways a show can go. Either we actually do get something out of it, this Loki somehow continues into like, future movies and stuff, which might make things again more complicated, or the show is just going to be used kind of like as an illustration of multiverse, random, big time space stuff that'll tie into Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and everything. Because the way I see it, it's like each phase of Marvel, they've obviously just been like building on the previous one, and it has to be like a bigger and bigger thing that have to face. And like Thanos was just massive, and Endgame was massive. Now it's just kind of gone to the point where it's like, right, what if like all that stuff? What if there's like something just like way bigger that can just like trump all of that, including like wiping out half the universe?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Next step, multiverse.
It makes sense, but it also makes a lot of plot holes, I think. Which is yeah. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I just kind of enjoy most things Marvel because they're Marvel, and I can look past the plot holes. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that they do the show right and they don't give it leave it in
like
a way
the previous
where
two shows.
I didn't mind the way the previous two shows ended.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I hope they leave it in a way where we're kind of like satisfied at least. I hope they don't leave it in a way where we're like, yeah, they've just like made up a bunch of stuff. This is all blown way out of proportion. We don't know what exactly is going on in the multiverse, and this isn't a good setup for Doctor Strange, etc.
I hope they don't end it in the same way they ended Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was make the main character as unlikable as you possibly could, waste an incredible actor, and sympathize with a terrorist. But I guess we'll see what they do.
I hope they don't do it like WandaVision, where they don't do what they should have done.
It's really
Zero
good
consequences.
it's really good for 7 episodes, and then the end's just
Yeah.
I was watching an interview with Tom Hiddleston though, and he says like apparently episodes 4 and 5 is whenever it completely changes direction and it gets really, really good. So we'll see. We'll see.
It gets good by episode 4 and 5.
Yeah,
It does sound like that.
See. I don't know. I think it's a My opinion is this episode is a really strong start to a Marvel show, but it's also like the most dangerous show to write so far. I think because I don't know if I'd be happy with them playing out the next couple of episodes the same way they're playing out the first one, where you just kind of like stuck in the one scene trying to figure out what exactly is going on. I don't think they will. I think they will like branch out more to other locations in the next few episodes, especially with the way like what we know is going to happen in the next episodes.
I think we'll get up into antics. I think it'll be like an episodic thing, like we saw in the trailers. Like for one, Loki was running for some kind of office.
Yeah.
You know, I think that there'll probably be a whole episode dedicated to that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. You know, but yeah, I mean, I really think it could go either way.
Yeah, there's definitely like once we get into the more spoiler stuff, there's like just so much that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of potential there.
There's so much I can just talk about in terms of how the show, like the different directions the show can go and how it can end, and like how all those endings will like impact the universe. Because I really don't understand like what is going on with the time travel at the moment, and I don't think like, any of the reasons that we've been given really justify it all yet. I like the concept. I didn't really understand any of it yet.
Yeah, I like the idea of the TVA.
Yeah.
I am curious why they are stuck in the 80s, but I'm sure there's some perfectly fine explanation. It isn't just nostalgia. But it does bring a lot of questions. Hopefully the show will answer some of them, but I don't think it'll answer all of them. Apart from that, I enjoyed this first episode. Wow. Riveting discussion we are having.
I'm sorry, Sam. My girlfriend called me on the phone and I had to pick up.
All right, I'm cutting that brag out.
That flex.
Sorry, can you guys hear me? I think I was talking. I was like talking, and I don't think any of you heard me.
No, we couldn't hear a thing you were saying.
Oh no. Okay. What was I gonna say then? Yeah, I think it's a very Marvel first episode, which is good. Like it's a fun Marvel, like spacey Marvel. Like if you like Rock, if you like Arts of the Galaxy, you'll enjoy this one. Yeah.
Do we want to get into spoilers?
I think we might as well.
We might as well.
It's a safe start. I mean, there's no reason not to watch it if you like Marvel stuff. And if you don't, this isn't going to change your mind right now.
Yeah. I think it's also one other thing I'd say before we go into spoilers. It's like a kind of. I don't think you'd watch the show if you haven't watched the Endgame at least. But to be fair, I think everyone's seen Endgame at this stage. But like, it's kind of a difficult one to get into if you don't already know the characters well, I think. But yeah, it is fun.
In theory, you could go into it only having seen up to Avengers 1. And then Loki is the perfect point of view character.
True, but then he's talking about all this stuff about the Avengers breaking time barriers, and you're like, what?
Yeah, but that's okay because Loki doesn't know that. So again, he's the perfect point of view character.
Yeah. I agree with that. That could work.
Yeah, who wants to start off with spoilers then?
Well, Sam, I think Sam, you have the most valid point to make out of any of us, because it's just kind of some funny, wacky hijinks amongst like a totalitarian office space with armed guards that will disintegrate you the second you don't do as they say. Which, I mean, fair enough if you're trying to keep the timeline intact. But then there's a courtroom scene where they try you for your crimes against the timeline. And Sam, you twigged something that I didn't twig. Yeah.
I noticed something. I did, yeah. So this was something that I was confused at from like the first trailer. Once you got an idea of like, oh yeah, the TVA is a thing.
Yeah.
So Loki's in this courtroom because he broke the timeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're going to say.
In Avengers Endgame, he broke the timeline in Avengers Endgame.
I know exactly what you're going to say because I thought of this too.
That's good. Well,
and
anyways,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense because the whole reason they went back in time after was because Loki took the Tesseract, and that's the prime timeline. So in order for them to fix the timeline, it had to have been broken in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he literally says, "No, I didn't do anything. That was the Avengers." The judge says, "Oh well, they're supposed to go back in time."
Yeah. Like
so
what?
they get a free pass.
But there's another layer to it that Sam twigged. I twigged that, but what I didn't twig was the next to Sam. Go ahead.
Okay, so Avengers going back in time, A-okay. But then Loki not going to Asgard is where he's getting taken as prisoner then. Next. Alright, that's no-go. But in Endgame, the Avengers they go to New York, obviously, they get the Doctor Strange stone, and then they try to get the Tesseract, as we know, Loki gets it, he disappears. What do they do then? They go to 1970 to the what was the camp called? Whatever it was called.
Whatever, the Shield facility. Who cares?
Yeah, the birthplace of Captain America.
Yeah.
So they can get the Tesseract from there. That was all according to plan, apparently, according to these what they call it?
Authority.
Yeah, the time gods that make up the timeline or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So how can you then go ahead and tell Loki, oh yeah, you're a problem. You didn't do what you were supposed to do when he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. I was trying to get at as well. Yeah, exactly. Right. I have a theory though, which I kind of
nerd.
I'd be happy if this turns out, which is the timekeepers or whatever, like these time gods, they don't exist. Like they aren't really like this is, and the TVA isn't everything that it's wrapped up to be. And they want Loki for some other reason. I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of backwards manipulation going on here. Like there's definitely time manipulation, but I don't think there's time gods. And I think there's more going on in TVA than we know about.
See, what I found interesting, right, was, and at the end of the episode, we kind of get hints at it, where Owen Wilson is going about, and he's trying to like stop a murderer who's just killing his time agents in different points in history.
Yep.
With like slash wounds, and I'm thinking, this could be anyone. Like this could be, like an introduction of Wolverine or something, because they're on about like signature stab wounds, and he walks out to this little French girl in a church, and she's standing right outside a murder scene. He's like, "You did this," and she points to like a stained glass painting of like Satan on the wall, but it's like Satan with the red face and the horns.
Yep.
And I was like, it could be it could be John Krasinski playing Mephisto. No, my other thing, I was like, it could be Mephisto. I could Wolverine's mask kind of makes that shape. And I thought it could be any number of things, and then it's revealed at the last episode. It's like, you need to fight you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But also, what I found interesting then was after he reveals there's another time variant of you going around killing people and we can't stop them, that's why we need your help, or that's what I can use you for. Because it seems like he just grabs him off the production line when he sees him. Because they were going to, banish him to death or whatever. But what I find interesting is we see a scene at the end where this rogue time variant is killing time agents, but they make a point of not showing their face. He's under a hood the whole time, even though in the last scene they were just like, "Oh, it's just you again." So I'm curious what's up about this other Loki
Yeah.
that
No,
they
there's
didn't just show him.
yeah. It is interesting, but like that's another thing. If they're gonna go back and get the chase Loki down using Loki, surely that's gonna like make up part of the prime timeline, or do these rules just not apply to like the TVA at all? Because if they actually need Loki, like our Loki, to track down other Loki as part of the prime timeline, then they were wrong to try to execute him before. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe these rules just don't apply to them at all. But either way, I think it'll be really cool if we all get matching hoodies that say variants on the back of it and start walking around.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought once I'd seen the church happen, my first guess was Loki. I'll be honest, my mind didn't go to the creative spots that yours did, Jordan.
you're so smart, aren't you?
I was just like, oh yeah, he's got like stab wounds from daggers. And as soon as I heard daggers, I was like, yeah, no, that's Loki. We literally see in the trailer him using daggers.
Okay, fair enough.
What
And
if they're all sorry.
no, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, what if they're not all Tom Hiddleston? What if there's like multiple different Lokis, different actors,
Well,
and Tom Hiddleston's meant to be like the prime Loki, and then in the end of it, he has to like eliminate them all because he's like the prime timeline Loki and he's like the dominant one.
well,
You're saying
so,
we're gonna get John Krasinski Loki?
Yeah.
so that's a
Yeah.
claim you've made. So minor spoilers, because I know something that's coming up in a future episode. But I know that there is a female version of Loki in the show.
Okay, cool.
Jordan works for Disney. That's how he knows this.
He does, and by that I mean a whole bunch of people got early reviews to the first 2 episodes, and like half of them spoiled that.
Yeah.
And like months ago, production photos came out of a woman dressed as Loki. No, I mean we've seen in the comics a whole bunch like Loki can disguise himself as a woman. That's been a thing he's always been doing.
You're saying that, and it's also been revealed though that Loki is gender neutral now, though. So
I thought that was just being spun that way because he's always been that in the comics.
Something else makes so much more sense now. But okay.
Oh,
No. Okay, what if Loki was that little girl in the church?
oh, what if we go like proper
Oh.
full Ragnarok and Loki is his own kids or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, that'll actually be really cool, to be honest.
Because I have two theories on who this rogue Loki is. The first is the obvious one, which is just different timeline.
Another Tom Hiddleston faffing
Exactly.
about.
Or he's future Loki.
Wow. Yeah, but how far in the future?
Very original, I know. Well, I'm thinking more about Colm's theory that there are no time gods and this is all just a giant scam to save on taxes.
Yeah.
What if, and I'm thinking very Doctor Who here, in let's say a year's time from, well, whenever this takes place, Loki finds this out, and so he gets whatever technology the TVA uses to travel the multiverse. He gets his hands on like a bracelet or whatever they use, and then he starts just going back in time and doing things so that the TVA has to do their thing, and he's like imitating almost the time gods, or he's making events happen as they're supposed to happen. That kind of thing. That far ahead.
Okay.
That's how I'm thinking. And then he just gets bored doing that. So it's just like, I'm just going to start killing people randomly. Because he then knows that's what gets the TVA from stopping. That's what stops the TVA from killing Loki. Because Owen Wilson's like, oh no, we need him for a secret initiative. That's my second theory, which is very heavily Doctor Who and Misfits inspired, and Colm's gone.
Probably because he was talking, we couldn't hear him.
Yo, sorry. Yep. I left at the part where he said, "Gets his hand on the bracelet," and then I didn't hear anything.
Oh well. All right. Well, It's fine. You can re-listen to the whole podcast.
I
'Cause
will. I will.
He's said it quite a bit since then.
Yeah.
It's a wild theory that's not true. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
it's a wild round that's not gonna happen.
I am merely high on the marijuana right now. That's what's speaking.
Mm-hmm.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
For legal reasons, no one knows where you live anyway.
True.
Who's gonna come get you? The police? They don't know
Definitely
who you
not tax evasion reasons.
are.
But yeah, I like all these theories that are being thrown out there. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to do. And I hope
yeah,
they don't do
there's a
something
lot.
stupid.
I really hope they don't. Yeah, to be fair, I really hope they don't stick with what they have at the moment. Like, I hope the TVA are a big scam, and I hope Loki is like multiple people running around, all different actors. But anyway,
I don't see that happening. But I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think this
all
is going to be
speculation.
great for the
Anyway,
MCU.
yeah, I think first episode's quite good, and I like the part where he watches like his entire main universe life on the TV, because this Loki like hasn't experienced everything that we know Loki has, and then whenever he's watching all this, like you can just tell like he's just kind of breaking inside.
Do you reckon they can remake Loki's? Because, sorry, my laptop just died on me there. Do you reckon they can, like, is that what those reset grenades were about? Because I've just realized if they've just stolen Loki and that Loki was meant to go to Asgard in prison, what happens to that timeline? Because he's essential to Thanos getting the, what do you call it? The
wait,
is-
yeah, surely,
So
yeah.
do they create a second Loki when they had to set off that reset grenade, or do they plant
actually,
a second Loki?
No, actually, when I was watching it, my thought was the reset thing, like resets the time, the time distortion. So like whenever the reset thing goes off, it would reset to the point where like the Avengers have Loki, and this time Loki doesn't pick up the Tesseract.
So they just create a second. Yeah, they've created a second Loki then.
Well, no, because they've like gone back in time. They've created another timeline which is the main timeline.
But isn't that the whole point of the TVA, to avoid additional timelines from happening?
I was gonna say that sounds like they're just they just nuke timelines, Rick and Morty style. Just literally burn existences.
Yeah, but not the prime one. Like if you think of a diagram, like
well, then but if there only is one.
What?
There only is one timeline.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to get out a whiteboard.
No. There's multiple ones, but they use the reset things to get rid of those multiple ones because the multiple ones aren't allowed to happen. So like if you could picture like Loki picking up the Tesseract, that creates a timeline which isn't the prime timeline.
It creates a red line.
So they have to, exactly. So they have to fix that. So they take Loki, they use the reset thing, and the reset thing basically, if you imagine like a line branching off from the main one, the reset thing, the reset thing like branches back to the point where it branched off, and you're on the prime one again. You go, but it resets back to time.
Okay, great. So they reset it as it were, but considering the fact that the deviance there was a person, wasn't even what that person was doing. I guess, but that
it was the disappearance of a person. Yeah,
sure, but it was his actions that were creating that red line that they needed to avoid.
Yeah,
but as opposed to just putting him back where he was, they took him away.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So they removed him from the. You just defended that adamantly with your life. You're like, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No, that point doesn't make sense. No,
that's the only point I'm making.
No, they didn't take Loki. They took the Loki that branched off away. They didn't take the prime timeline Loki away because the prime timeline one hasn't.
Loki, though. But there only is one timeline. It's the same timeline repeating itself over and over.
Right, you've watched Rick and Morty, so you know that like
I am big brain for it.
Yeah. No, so just hear me out. You know Rick and Morty.
I'm hearing you out. I don't get it.
No, but do you know how there's like multiple different scenarios that could all go on at once?
Yes.
What basically happens is if the wrong thing happens, the TVA reset it to go back to the
Yes.
point where the wrong thing happened
Yes.
until they're happy with what's meant to happen. So they'll
So
keep on going back, resetting it until Loki does the right thing.
But not
And
because
then
they're creating several Lokis. Because if that's happening while they've taken Loki to their idio's office or whatever it is,
yeah,
then they're just creating more Lokis, and each one will have to be tried. That doesn't follow their rules.
yeah, but that's a different timeline though.
No, but it's the same timeline repeating itself.
Yeah, it's the same
Only
time
different.
repeating
Only
itself.
different.
It's parallel.
No, it's all the one.
We,
There's no multiverse here, so it's all the same timeline. This is my second point, is the fact that they made the point that after the big war, these 3-time gods or whatever they're trying to avoid a multiverse. That's their whole purpose in keeping the one timeline, keeping it consistent. So if there's only the one, and every time Loki acts out, because Loki said to Owen Wilson, right, I can't go back, because obviously he knows, and the way I got that was like there was no reality where he was ever going
you're basically
back.
saying that the TVA are doing the opposite of what they're saying. So the TVA might be actually trying to create a multiverse, which will be really cool.
Oh. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just making the point. Like, I'm just trying to work out how their time resets work when they lift someone from a timeline.
Okay,
I think
I'm glad we got back to. Okay, well, I'm glad you got back to this, because this is something else I noticed. When they snatch Loki, where'd they snatch him from?
The middle of the desert.
Exactly. What does the grenade do there? All it does is probably make those
desert women unsee Loki.
Yeah, the desert women forget what happened there, and the imprint of his body falling on the sand is gone now.
You're right.
That doesn't change the fact that he's gone from New York.
Yeah, and the thing is too, if those grenades, because they set those grenades and then they dip, like they don't stand around and watch it they go off. They get out of dodge before they go off.
Yeah.
Which means if they affect the entire Earth, like if they had to hit New York too, then that means any other TVA agents that are out dealing with other branches, doesn't that mean they'd be reset? Whatever that means.
Well, okay, we're gonna find out what these grenades do, because if you remember in that scene at the end with
I don't, but go on.
Okay, alternative Loki in a hood, and we never see his face. That whole scene happened because he tried to get his hands on one of those grenades.
Oh yes, it is.
And he did.
Uh-huh.
So we're definitely going to find out how they work. I mean, maybe not completely how they work, but a vague enough explanation is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. I feel like either we've thought too far ahead, and this will be explained to us in future episodes, or it's a time travel story, and there's always going to be holes.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a version that works perfectly. Colm still there?
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's just your connection been wonky, No, I don't know. Yeah, as you say, Sam, we don't know how the grenades work. But
yet.
Yes. I still think this should have ended with Avengers Endgame.
You keep living in that fantasy world.
That's not a fantasy world. I know it didn't happen. I just wish it was the case.
Yeah. But reality is it did. I'm sorry to tell you.
I don't know. I really like the idea of multiverse and everything, but I think Loki is overcomplicating it unless they actually give us good explanations in the future episodes. So I'm relying on them.
Yeah, I feel like you could just have them. Yeah, I'm nearly choked on nails, but I feel like you could just have a multiverse, and this is unnecessary. But then, would you be able to bring Tom Hiddleston in for a Loki show? Charge everyone for it? No. Oh dear.
Despite what Jordan will have you believe, he is actually made of money. So he does not care about... Yes, he does not care about the charging aspect at all. He is literally money.
I mean, an idea for a Loki show would have been picked up the Tesseract, he went away. There was nothing to do with multiverse stuff, but we got to see like Loki develop into like a different character and like more of like an actual Loki, God of Mischief character, and a different arc. And then at the end, like the arc, he gets a redemption arc and realizes that he's like meant to be back where he started and goes back. And then it picks up where he gets arrested and goes to Asgard. So
You
at
know
least
what,
we've gotten to see good Tom Hiddleston character development, but at the same time, didn't really mean much.
But we got that in Thor Ragnarok, and I just feel like we're retracing ground with Loki becoming a different person. And sure, maybe he'll not become a good guy like he did by the end of Thor Ragnarok, but I mean, you know, I don't know. I just think we're retreading old ground. And you can't have him. Like, if we remove the time variance authority from the situation, you can't have him running off doing his own thing without.
You can.
Well, no, not without ruining a timeline. And I find it hard to think of a scenario where it makes sense for his character to be like, I just want to fall to the fate of destiny and get arrested and go to Asgard. And we'll see what happens.
Sure, but hot take incoming here. The
gosh.
timeline was already ruined when Steve Rogers went back in time so he could stay with Peggy.
Yeah. But at the same time,
he was
it was meant to happen
do
because
that.
he did that after Endgame. Like, yeah. It was all part of the plan.
Yeah, but that branch, they're letting that branch
it creates a time loop, which creates plot holes. But you have to like start at a certain point. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, if you start where Steve went back, but it makes sense if you start from Steve starting at Endgame and going back. Like, it's like a broken. It's like an incomplete circle. It's an incomplete circle.
The snake eating its own tail, but the snake is mentally deficient.
That's a mental image.
No, it's a snake eating its own tail, but the snake is also cut like halfway through. So it's just the head. It's just the head eating the tail.
Eating someone else's tail.
They aren't connected. Yeah.
It's just two snakes eating each other's tail, but the time variant authority has come with an axe and cut them both in half.
Yeah.
Right, I think we've figured this out.
Okay, but this is my issue with the TVA. Like, why is Loki doing what he's supposed to do bad, but then Steve Rogers going back in time and just
maybe we're going to get a show called Steve next.
No, we're not. Chris Evans is never coming back to this. He's made his billions.
Maybe we'll get a show called CGI Steve.
I really dislike the idea of.
Gotta do it.
Because it removes the whole point of personal choice. Like, obviously, Captain America makes the choices he does, but it's like he just has to. Yeah. And if he were to make a different choice, then the Time Variance Authority would be like, "Haha, I'm gonna stop that." Bam.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest. I thought the show was just going to be like a Loki adventure show, and it wouldn't have been a show that like you have to watch. It's just like a fun thing for like all Loki fans to enjoy. But it's like just being like really overcomplicated now, and I feel like what they're doing is something that they could have illustrated just as well in like an episode of What if that's the direction that they're going to go in. I'd
say that they're going to use this to lead into What If and create the multiverse, and I think that the point of making this significant is that people have to pay for Disney Plus. And unlike Sam states, I'm not made out of money, although I do have millions. No, just kidding. But
he's not kidding.
He's not. It's buried under my mattress. But I think that they're just trying to make this as significant as possible, so that people have to watch it, and that you're punished if you go and watch Doctor Strange and don't understand what the multiverse is or how it fits in the context.
It's annoying.
It's I mean, I'm okay with it. I really don't mind. I mean, I'll watch.
I don't mind. I mean, I'm obviously going to watch it anyway, but I'd rather just a pointless, really, really enjoyable show that makes sense, but doesn't necessarily have any significance, rather than making everything connect. Because if it's a good enough show, it may not get enough people watching it, but the people that will watch it will definitely enjoy it.
I don't think I would watch it if it was connected to nothing.
Yeah, I reckon I would, because I like Loki.
I like Loki too, but he's dead. definitively.
You are forgetting the millions of Tom Hiddleston stans that exist. They will watch this for free.
I know
For
that.
2 million. If they have.
For free. Yeah, I mean, of course they will. Yeah, no, I understand that, but I'm just saying I wouldn't.
Nah, you'd get bullied into watching it.
I mean, it also raises a question, like, if they're going to do that with Loki, imagine Black Widow then ends up being a significant movie, which ties into like everything going on at the moment. Like, yeah, unless it literally is just like keep using Disney Plus, Black Widow's in cinema, so we don't really care. Like that'll just be pointless. As long as you keep paying for Disney Plus, everything on Disney Plus is connected.
I legitimately don't think I want to see Black Widow.
No, not until it's free on Disney Plus.
Even then, I don't know if I'm set inside
Disney
2 hours.
Disney Plus isn't free, so
I know what you meant, Sam. I'm not an idiot.
Thank you.
Here. Do we have anything more to talk about this? Because I feel like we're just spinning it. Oh, hold on. Loki opened a drawer and there was like 40 Infinity Stones in there, and that surprised him.
yeah, I like that, but it just comes back to the point I made at the beginning, where they're just like building on everything that's happened before, where like this is like an even more powerful thing than the Infinity Stones, and before that, the Infinity Stones were like the most powerful thing that we knew about.
Well, in fairness, outside of their own universe, the Infinity Stones have never worked.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me that these are still the all-powerful Infinity Stones, but in this other realm, they're just worthless.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Anything else?
You guys think what they're going to do with the show is Loki's going to escape from the TVA. He's going to grab all of those Infinity Stones and just go mad. Would that be great?
What if, better again, Sam, that your idea was fine, but I've got a good one. What if he escapes from the TVA and then he becomes the serial killer Loki that they're trying to stop?
Oh.
And they don't know it, but they're caught in their own endless cycle.
Yeah.
Of timeline. They won't do that, but wouldn't that be kind of fun?
They might do that.
Isn't that just kind of my idea that Colm didn't hear because he dropped out earlier? A future version, and then the timeline just keeps repeating itself?
What you meant? I listened to all that, but I didn't mix. Okay, so that's what you said half an hour ago. I was just too stupid to pick up on it.
You'll listen to it, but you didn't actually listen to it. I see.
No, I listened. I physically didn't
understand. Yeah. You listened.
I did.
Just like I listen to my mother when she starts rambling about things. Yes. I understand.
Yeah, why don't you tell us what your mother's rambling about here in the podcast for everyone to hear, huh?
We'll be here all day, but I would.
I'm sorry, Sam. No, I was listening. I legitimately just
weren't listening. I know. It's fine. I forgive you.
My brain was just misfiring by the stage you said future Lokis. And I just totally got caught up. Anyways, that's me all out of thoughts for this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I have so many thoughts, but like, it's not gonna work well.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts as well.
Way too many thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna wait until this next episode. On Wednesday and see what happens there. Hopefully things get cleared up more.
Or hopefully, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just raise even more questions for next week.
I hope that this show makes. I actually hope that, like, just to get my investment levels down, the show gets less and less sensical as weeks go on. And when you go to put it together, it still doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it ends with the timeline doing something else. Like, just Loki goes back and warns Thor, hey, Thanos is coming.
Yeah.
Or like something just that breaks the timeline, but nobody's there to stop him because he killed all the TVA or whatever.
Hey, Thor, go to that dwarf giant and let him make you a couple more weapons before that forge gets shut down, just to be prepared.
Listen. I'm going to let things play out, except I'm going to be way off that ship, alright? Let Thanos take the stone or whatever. But tell you what, whenever you have a go at him, just take his head clean off in one hit. Right? Don't get emotional. Just stick that axe between his eyes.
When Thanos' ship, when they start boarding you, just don't resist. Just tell them, come on board. Here's the Tesseract. Yeah, you can have that. And then
I hope we see more of Loki being DB Cooper.
That would be funny, but I don't think so. I think they
Yeah.
used their gag.
Yeah. That was such a big thing in the trailer as well. Like you thought
Oh, yeah.
the Bifrost was like coming back and everything, but it was just a flashback.
That it was a pretty cool flashback though.
It was a pretty cool flashback.
Or it's just when Thanos boards your ship, just stand on a box next to the main door and just alright, so you'll have gone to the dwarf while he still has hands. Thanos will cut those off and just cleave him in half.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just give every Asgardian on that ship their own Mjolnir from the dwarf.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it's a
They're-
gun that shoots Mjolnirs at Thanos.
They're all worthy. They're Asgardians.
Well, no, anyone's worthy because Odin isn't there to freaking the
Oh,
decide him or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also that means that none of them will have lightning powers. I think. Because Captain America
Except Loki, because Loki has everything in this show.
Well, the
Loki's
lightning
everyone.
powers aren't a Mjolnir thing, they're a Thor thing.
you
just
say
use
that.
Mjolnir to
You say
channel
that.
them. I
You
do say that. I do say that. No.
No.
Thor, god of lightning.
Yeah, but in Avengers Endgame, Captain
No.
America whacks Thanos with lightning.
No.
That's one thing my girlfriend, and Sam doesn't let me bring her up on the podcast because he thinks it's a flex, said in the cinema. She was like, how the hell is he using lightning? And I was going to explain it, but then Captain America was pounding Thanos with Thor's hammer, and I was like, nah, it's going to this. But no, it's because Odin, when he enchanted it, he was like, whoever is worthy to hold this may have the power of Thor. So if you hold that Mjolnir,
Oh yeah.
you get some of Thor's powers. But also Thor, as we've seen, can just hammer away without them.
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
think.
like if you have the Mjolnir, then you are Thor, but Thor is also still Thor.
No, you're not Thor. You possess the powers of Thor, like he says in the
Yeah.
enchantment column, you idiot.
Yeah, but if I had the powers of Thor, I'd just go around calling myself Thor
Well, why would you do that, huh?
because I have the powers of Thor.
I got super swollen
Identity
good
theft is
fast.
not a joke, Colm.
Like if you're going around firing lightning at people, you're obviously you're gonna tell them that you're like the god of thunder.
Yeah, but Invincible doesn't call himself Omni-Man because, you know, he has the Omni-Man powers.
No, but
Should.
they
might
don't.
start.
No. But they don't call it that. They don't say, "Okay, Invincible, you possess the powers of Omni-Man." They say, "Okay,
But
Invincible,
he does.
you possess the powers of your home planet's people." Whereas Thor's powers are like unique to Thor, so anyone that has Thor's powers possess the power of Thor, not the power of like an Asgardian.
Okay, fine, I guess that makes sense, but I still wouldn't call myself Thor. Oh no, but they do that. But no, because you're right. Actually, you're right. I'm an idiot. Because Jane, what's her face, Thor's girlfriend in the comics, becomes Thor.
Yeah,
And they just call her Thor. No, you're right.
yeah, that's how it works. Steve Rogers is Thor. Loki in the show will probably be
Okay.
Thor.
Hold on. No. Right.
Gordon, I hate to break it to you. I'm watching back the scene from Endgame in
Uh-huh.
0.5 speed.
Okay.
Alright? Cap's just gotten Mjolnir. He's charging at Thanos. He hits him. There's no lightning.
Well, just keep watching it, because he does. It's like 4 hits in, but he hits him. Hold on.
There's no lightning.
Hold on.
I'm watching in 0.5. I could see every frame unfolding before
What?
my eyes.
Just watch it in regular speed, you German dunce.
There is not a single lightning bolt. You are dumb. Oh wait, it's not a full clip. Never mind.
No, hold on. See, now I'm gonna watch it. Right, I'm gonna watch it in 4K, which is like watching it in 2.5 time, but like in regular speed. That's how
Oh
it
yeah,
works.
love that.
Yeah. So far, the video hasn't even loaded.
I'm gonna watch it in IMAX, just
Oh,
to
that's loud.
flex you guys.
All right, so
I'm gonna watch
Thanos
it in 3D.
No thunder.
Homeland Thor.
Still no thunder.
Look, I will.
That's just sparks going off Thanos' armor.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. You're alright.
Yes. See. You see.
Okay, it didn't happen when you hit him though. He specifically charged it at him. You were still wrong. I maintain my ground.
Okay, but he could harness. All right, you're actually a moron. He could still harness the power, though.
Yeah. Yes, that's stupid.
Okay, it looks like this particular clip I'm watching actually cuts that out of the clip, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's the one I was watching at first too.
You got this from Film Spot Trailer or whatever?
Yeah, those idiots.
Yeah, those morons. But yes, no, so there, Captain America used lightning, and he's not Thor. How did we start arguing about this again? Anyways, what a derailment. Alright, Colin, do you want to move us on to the next topic, please, before I kill someone?
Okay, so like Marty McFly in Back to the Future 1, whenever he goes back in
What?
time, and he uses the power of lightning from the church, he calls himself Thor.
The church was actually Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Mjolnir was
do you
buried
know-
underneath the church, and that's
you know
why
the
like
part?
stuck on top.
Yeah. Do you know the part where he goes back to the Twin Pines Mall
yeah,
and he
yeah,
like comes
I know
back
the
in
one,
time and he's
yeah.
like, "I am Thor."
Yeah, I know the scene.
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it.
How did I find this funny?
Marty, god of thunder, lightning, travel, Thor.
Marty, we're gonna get the glory after.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about like normal stuff.
Alright.
Like video games.
Okay, are we done talking about Loki? Anything else to add other than Thor?
I am.
We could probably go on, but I think it's better if we stop here before we start rewatching the entire Endgame movie live.
Just so that our disputed claims, my disputed claims are proven right.
Technically, your girlfriend.
What do you mean, my girl?
You said your girlfriend noticed Mjolnir being Cap being able to use Mjolnir's powers.
Yeah, I noticed
Like
it too. I was in the cinema.
No. You said you only noticed it the second time when your
No,
girlfriend
that's not what I
mentioned it,
said.
so you're still stum.
No, I said that she was wondering why he could use it, and I said I didn't bother responding to her because I was in the middle of watching the movie.
See, this is why we need to move on.
I'm a thumb in this one. I thought you pointed
I
out
can't
to you,
take these elves.
and then you were about to explain to her whenever you realized that he fired
You want to see
from
a
his ass.
90-year-old man beat up an alien with a hammer from Home Depot.
That's exactly what I wanted to watch. You got a problem with that?
Well, this is America. Oh, wait, it isn't. No, yeah, I do have a problem with that, Jordan.
Oh yeah, well, whenever you're a citizen here, you can take it up with me.
You really want to piss off a German? We move on.
I think what I'll actually do is write a contract with you where we agree to peace for quite some time, and then you get fed up with it.
Germans always stand by the contract. Okay, there's nothing in history that would indicate otherwise.
Well, Germans, maybe Austrians.
See, there you go.
Because as we know, the rest of them were just following orders.
Colm, get us to a new subject, quick.
Okay. Hey. Video games.
So E3 happened this weekend.
Yeah.
So we got a few
Anything-
games we want to talk
anything
about.
Any cool games there?
So Guardians of the Galaxy is getting a game, and it looks bad.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, so it really does look like they've just taken the engine straight from that Avengers game nobody played, and they took
I'm
all
going
the
to get
wrong...
on. I'm going to talk about the
Yeah.
Avengers game in a second as well.
I would love if you did, but it looks like they took the engine and they just took all the wrong hints.
Yeah.
Like they removed multiplayer, which fine, doesn't bother me that much. But multiplayer is not that game's problem. But anyways, look, in fairness, it looks better than that Avengers game, considering that Avengers game looks like the worst superhero game since before the Arkham games.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like the idea, like the RPG elements of the choices you make matter.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I was really on board with that because I was watching the reveal live. Oh yeah, this sounds cool. This could be really good. And then they showed gameplay footage.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen so much visual clutter.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. And not just visual clutter, audio clutter as well. It's just
And outside the cutscenes, the voice acting is pure dreadful.
Yeah. Like the cutscenes look cool. The cutscenes are fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as you leave that, oh no!
You know what the weirdest thing to me is? You can only play as Star-Lord.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's like putting an Avenger. That's like putting out a Justice League game and saying, "Oh well, you can play as Batman."
Yeah.
There, Justice League.
Wait, that makes no sense. Why? Why would they not
Exactly.
just call it a Star-Lord game then? Like, that's just such a waste.
I mean, look,
calling
in
it a
fairness,
Guardians game brings more money.
yeah. In fairness, I like the idea that you fight as Star-Lord and you can like command other Guardians to do things. That's pretty cool. But
Hmm.
also, you could do that with the rest of them. Literally, the only thing you need to do is do that same slot for Star-Lord when you're playing as Groot or whoever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be something I'm picking up. It looks like that
Oh.
while DC make bad movies and sometimes incredible movies, Marvel will continue to make generally bad games and occasionally an incredible Spider-Man game. Because they just give Insomniac all the control.
Yeah, I think they need to kick off Square Enix.
Yeah.
Because this is now 2 for 0, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like
Zero
those guys.
zero for 2, but yes.
Oh yeah, sorry. Those guys can apparently make decent Final Fantasy games, but apparently not Marvel. Like, okay, one positive that they seem to have learned from the Avengers game, it's not a looter shooter. At least
Good.
it didn't look like it. Then again, I wouldn't have shown what they showed in the gameplay trailers if I were in charge over there.
No.
Oh,
They should put you in charge, Sam.
everyone should put me in charge. They should put me in charge of the world, and it will become a magical place. Yep.
Imagine living in that world.
Exactly. Don't think too hard about it. You might see flaws, but just
Yeah. Seems pretty
lightly
good.
dream. Lightly dream.
Yeah. I'll probably get a
No.
PlayStation if you were president.
Everyone will get a free PlayStation.
Not to get political, Sam, but if there was a worldwide pandemic and you were in control of everything, would you literally just close off the borders to island nations like Ireland to protect them?
Well, for starters, there wouldn't be borders.
No, there wouldn't be borders, but we just like play PlayStation all day.
We would all live on the planet of Sam.
Yeah. No, we all live in the planet of Sam, but also like we won't have to worry about like social distancing and stuff because we just play PlayStation with each other online all day.
That sounds like we're worrying about social distancing.
Well, no, because it's like it's like the law anyway. The law is you have to play Warzone.
You guys are
9 till 10.
overthinking this. You're overthinking this. In the world of Sam, there are no diseases. There is only happiness.
Oh yeah.
There's only happiness.
Yeah.
Okay, I
It's
didn't think about that.
No, it's illegal to have diseases because otherwise you don't live in the world of Sam anymore. Yeah, you get kicked off the planet if you have a disease.
What happens to the people with diseases? Don't ask.
Yeah.
But
also,
you don't.
They'll get kicked off the planet. Will they get a spacesuit?
Yeah, you don't have to ask because it doesn't happen.
So
the Avengers game.
Yes, why don't you tell us, give us your thoughts on that game we've never played?
And never will.
I refuse. Again, if it came out for free, I'd play with you for 20 minutes and then would laugh and stop.
Yeah, probably. But something else they announced at E3 was new DLC.
Well, that's right. Black Panther, right?
Black Panther and then something else smaller.
They promised Spider-Man like back at launch.
Yeah.
But yes.
I was quite shocked that they hadn't completely abandoned this game. Because
why would you not?
Okay, I can't talk to Xbox and PlayStation, but on Steam for PC, you can look up the stats for games.
Yes.
For example, how many players does this game currently have?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to take a guess what the highest peak of concurrent players this week was for Marvel's Avengers?
4.
See if it's under 1,000, I'm gonna cry.
It's 600.
Oh!
It's 600 players.
I was closest.
Again,
no, you weren't. You said
no, you-
4. You're actuary
Oh,
on maths. Are
wait,
you
wait,
100
wait,
off in
wait.
your calculation?
4? I meant Thor. You know Thor,
What?
God of Thunder.
What, the power of 4?
well, apparently it's not God of
Yeah.
Thunder. Anyone who wields Mjolnir can just be the God of Thunder. But we're getting off topic again, and I don't think it's good. No, the highest peak of concurrent players this week was 606, I think. Right. Again, this is on Steam, so I don't know how it looks like on PlayStation, Xbox. There could be 2 people more on each.
Sure.
Now, to compare to a game from 2015, The Witcher 3, would you like to take a guess how many concurrents they have this week?
Over 100,000.
8.
Oh. The highest peak was 30,000.
Okay, well, I was a bit high.
Now,
Yeah,
you might think, oh, but The Witcher 3 is highly popular. Okay.
I would say that, deservedly so.
The Witcher 2, is
Okay.
that highly popular?
Not as much, but it is.
They have 1,000 concurrents this week.
Okay.
Still 400 more than Avengers, which came out, last year.
Yeah.
This game should go in the bin. Why are you wasting money trying to revive it? You clearly missed the chance.
I thought you were the only one with the game of the 3 of us.
No, I don't have the game. Why would I have the game?
Okay. Oh, wait, have you played it?
No, I watched gameplay of it, and that's already enough to scar me for life.
It looks like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
you know what's the worst thing ever? Which like you guys mentioned a few weeks ago, and I was like,
See, if you say another Thor thing, I'm gonna come to your house.
no, no. This is different. It's right. It's something that you guys said like a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I watched a couple of episodes, and it was okay. But then like I went back and watched clips from the episode, and like really thought about it, and then I thought, yeah, this is the worst thing ever. Do you remember what that thing was?
Actually,
What?
no, I can't remember.
No. The in the one with Black Bolt. I can't even remember what it's called now. Hang on. The Inhumans. The Inhumans.
There we go. Oh yeah,
The Inhumans is the worst. No, it actually is. Right. So like I did watch I watched the first 2 episodes like lockdown last year, and I thought, yeah, this isn't like that fun, but I'll watch it anyway because it's Marvel. And then I got bored and stopped watching it. And then after you guys like mentioned it a few weeks ago, I went back and I tried watching it again, and it's like it's so bad. So there's a part where they go to Earth, and Black Bolt, he's like the king, and he's actually like the biggest idiot ever. So
he's king of the moon or whatever.
Yeah, no, literally the king of the moon. So Black Bolt goes to one part of Earth, and Medusa goes to another part of Earth.
His wife.
What?
Medusa's his wife, right?
Yeah. Medusa's his wife. So
Yeah.
Medusa, like, they don't really know what's going on because they're both on Earth and they don't really know what Earth is. But Medusa like sees a tour group and she goes up to them and she's like, "Oh, can I get on this bus? Where does this bus go?" And she's like smart enough to kind of like know how to use public transport and everything. Black Bolt, on the other hand, doesn't know what traffic is, doesn't know what money is, or like so like he goes into a store, he just like straight up steals like a suit or whatever, and it just walks out, and like he gets so confused whenever the guy like asks him to pay for it, as if like he's never heard of like any form of like exchangeable currency, and then he just straight up walks on the road, and all these cars are like honking their horn, like trying to avoid him, and he's like again really confused, like what is going on? Why are all these cars like trying to run me over? And he doesn't realize like he is a problem. So like you have 2 people completely unfamiliar to a planet. One of them is like somewhat capable of like figuring out where to go, how to figure out what's going on. You have the other one who's just a complete idiot, has no idea how like society works, has no idea how money works, and he's just like walking around like dumbass.
Would you like to take a guess which one is the leader of not even the leader, the king of a whole planet?
Yep.
Is it the smart one or the dumb one?
Yep. The dumbass. Other thing is there's this thing where when you're born as an inhuman, you get a power at some point of your life, and whenever you find out what that power is, you're either accepted into society or rejected into like a pit on the moon. And they're just like dumb. Like they put people with like really, really good powers in the pit. Like a guy that can actually like see the future. And they keep people with like really, really dumb powers out of the pit. I can't remember like what people they keep, but they weren't good. It's just a dumb show.
Yeah.
It's just a dumb show.
Yeah, I don't have any intentions of watching it. You want to talk about more games that came out? Or have been announced, I should say. So Stalker 2 is coming out. I never played the first one because I'm not a PC gamer. I'm an Xbox gamer. Outer Worlds 2 is coming out, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think we'd see a second Outer Worlds game.
I heard the first one is like pretty underrated.
Yeah. People say it's very like Fallout New Vegas, but modern day, which is cool. Again,
And good.
it is one of the things that's like, oh hey, that's on the Xbox. Huh. And I don't think it's coming to PlayStation.
Probably not.
But I'm not 100% sure. Let me just check that. No, it's on PlayStation apparently.
Oh?
Well, the first one is.
Well, the second one isn't out yet, is it?
No. What to see is it? No, okay, apparently it's PS5 exclusive, so obviously that got lost in the Bethesda data for PlayStation users.
PlayStation 5 exclusive?
What?
You said it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Alright, no, it must be like an Xbox PC thing.
Yeah.
No, it won't be out in PlayStation consoles.
That is one thing I quite like about like Microsoft's new approach is that nothing's like completely Xbox exclusive anymore. Most of their stuff's also available on PC now.
Yeah, which is very cool.
Yeah.
I still think console exclusivity is pretty grim, but business is business. So what do you do?
Sam's perfect world, this wouldn't be a thing.
Back on board with Sam's perfect world.
We should make a podcast called Sam's Perfect World, where we just talk about Sam's Perfect World every week.
We have enough podcasts.
If we start talking too much about my world, you start seeing the problems with it. Let's not do that.
Oh yeah.
So Battlefield is one of the few that I'm actually semi-invested in. I was super hyped going up to the announcement, hoping to kind of return to modern Battlefield and just have a good conventional Battlefield game, but with all the new technology and graphics and kind of stuff learned. Because Modern Warfare was a big learning curve for shooters. Like, in fairness, say what you will about that game and Warzone. I know a lot of people are kind of.
Hello?
Yep. I think I cut out for a second.
I mean, I can't hear Jordan right now.
Oh wait, yeah, I can't hear Jordan. I thought it was just me. Oh. Well, anyway. So Sam's Perfect World and Thor: God of Thunder.
Yes, everyone has the. No, no.
Everyone
has
Thor.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone's called Thor except Sam, because it's Sam's world.
It's my world, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Now
and all our listeners are called listeners. Their name is just listener, so we know that they listen to our podcast.
Yes, that's a good idea. I like this.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've just cracked world peace.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
Oh, Jordan, you missed it. We just cracked world peace. Like we just ended all wars.
That's okay.
You missed it.
That's
what?
Fine. I'll not miss it. All the wars will stop, right?
Well, no, because you missed it. Jordan, you had to be there for it. Yeah.
So the wars will start again.
We need to have 3 people all agree on it in order for it to happen. And
but we only had 2. Yeah, we only had 2, and then the third person wasn't there, so we were like, "Oh, we can't pass this motion," and then now the moment's passed.
Oh,
yeah. Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Donegal Internet.
Jordan, they know where you live.
Oh, okay.
There's only 4 houses in Donegal. They'll find you.
It's time to load the guns. Oh, crap!
If we get 5 listeners by next week, Jordan will do a face reveal.
I will not.
we'll upload our next episode with the profile picture of just Jordan.
Just my Facebook profile picture, my
Yeah.
full name,
Yeah. Name,
my
address,
address,
social security number.
phone number,
Yeah.
house number.
House number. Credit card number.
Yeah.
The 3 digits at the back.
Expired yet. What were we talking about before I cut out Battlefield?
The last
Oh.
thing I heard was you said end Warzone, which I know people
Oh,
have
yeah.
forgotten
I
that.
heard that too. Yeah.
Flip. So that far back, huh?
And Warzone.
Jeepers. All right, look, I'm pretty disappointed Battlefield. I'm going to miss a campaign, but I also think it's really stupid to have a setting as interesting in this as this and not try to make like a campaign story to actually explore it. But instead just be like, everything's multiplayer and we're going to tell the story through a battle pass. Bad.
Yeah, I don't like
Bad. Not for that. It could be really good multiplayer. And I mean, again, I mostly play Battlefield games just for multiplayer. But again, you've got this fictional setting that has potential for some really cool story elements and story beats, and you're just like, it's just multiplayer and battle pass. No, I'm not for it.
Especially when they're going to charge you at least 60 quid for it.
Yep.
That's my biggest gripe with the lack of campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the gameplay footage?
I did, yeah.
What do you think?
It looks pretty good. It looks pretty conventional Battlefield, but with again the few futuristic elements like a grappling hook and I don't particularly like the way you can change about your guns on the fly.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you? And also, every time you put your scope back on, wouldn't it be off zero a little bit? But hey, what do you do?
Except that it's a video game.
Except that it is a video game, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not planning on getting it at launch. At least.
No. I was when I thought we'd hopefully just be getting a good modern, maybe like 5-ish years into the future Battlefield game like they normally do. But no, I'm gonna have to see how this one plays out for a while.
Yep.
I also don't see much getting the PS5 until they like introduce a slim version or whatever, because they will.
Oh yeah. Maybe like after a year, maybe 2 years. Although, speaking of next gen, something I was like interesting to see, and personally, I think this is a good thing because I don't have a next gen console. I'm not planning on getting one. But pretty much most of the games they showed weren't like optimized solely for next gen. Like Sony's been doing this for a while with most of their releases, where it's like, we'll keep having this be for PS4 as well.
Yeah.
It's just like if you get the PS5 edition, you can get I think 4K 60 FPS or not 4K 120 FPS is I think the alternative. Like, but apart from that, it's still relatively the same game. Which,
and the player count. Did you mention
Yeah.
that? Okay, sorry.
well, I was gonna, but yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, it's 64 players on PS4, Xbox One, and it's 120 something.
28.
28. Yeah, on it's just double, and on PC, PS5, and Xbox, whatever it's called, Series X.
Yeah, but like it really doesn't seem like they're trying to sell the new consoles, which was what I was expecting when the new one stuff came out, because that's what always used to happen. Was just like, well, buy old gen, in the bin you go get
In
your
fairness,
console.
They did that the last couple of Battlefield games, or at least Battlefield 4, where it was the 32 player cap and worse graphics for Xbox 360 and PS3 users, and then you got your 64 players, which was the PC equivalent at the time.
Okay.
So I did think they would do that. But yes, it's I don't know. I think it'll be interesting either way. Apart from that, I don't know if there's any games caught my attention. There's a new Rainbow Six coming out, and it's like Rainbow Six, but aliens have invaded.
Oh yeah, I didn't actually see any of that. I just heard about it.
I saw a cinematic trailer.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure. The only other big game that was really like hyped up was the new Halo.
Among Us.
Hey, you can play Among Us on Xbox now. It's actually
Okay,
kind of
you. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Also, 15-player lobbies. But yeah, no, Halo.
yeah. New Halo. The biggest news there is the multiplayer is going to be free,
Oh, really?
like completely free to play. Yeah,
Oh, that's sweet.
that is sweet. Like I was watching the stream. Like I was watching someone else watch the stream,
Yeah.
and when they started talking about and this new Halo multiplayer will be free, just went okay. Here comes the battle royale. That's like the obvious next
Yeah.
step. They didn't announce any battle royale. I was surprised.
Yet.
But you would have thought that this would be where they announce it to build up the hype.
Mm.
You know? So I don't know. It's interesting that Battlefield also won't have a battle royale when it's still such an immensely popular game with Warzone and even Apex.
Yeah.
Jordan, you still there? Or do you cut out again?
No, I'm here. I just literally am thinking of what to even say about battle royales at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's good we're getting a few games without them. With that said, I really like Warzone. As far as console shooters go, it's like I can't think of any games that require as much tactical communication between you and your friends, which is 90% of why I play at this point.
Well, look, which doesn't matter
Okay,
if you
fine, guys. I'll get a PS4.
I
Even
thought,
better.
did you not order that one you saw on eBay?
No, I was thinking about it. It's still there, so maybe
Order
I
it.
should. Okay, yeah, well, just right now via
Yes,
podcast.
yes, right now.
Okay.
If you really want to be harsh about it, send them at like what is it, 170 or something?
130.
Oh, what? Don't even. I was gonna say send them a lowball offer of like 150, but don't even just pay the man for crying out loud.
That's a really good price.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just do it. You know you want. Anyways,
Okay. Cool.
And any other games?
Hades is going out, but I don't know what that's about really. I think it's a side scroller.
Oh, I heard a lot of people get very excited about Hades on PC.
Yeah, it's also an Xbox exclusive, like half these games.
Yeah, I mean, all of this stuff we're talking about got announced during the Microsoft preview. So.
Oh, Sea of Thieves got a Pirates of the Caribbean thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking like, I wonder how cheap I could get an Xbox One.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like the only game that ever made me think about getting an Xbox was Sea of Thieves, just because I really had much fun with friends. That game, like,
so fun.
Other
than that, I can't think of any games that really piqued my interest.
No, I don't think we do.
So is that the show for the week? In that case,
feels like it.
They announced some new DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and they announced that they're going to keep developing that game next year as well, which is actually kind of big news. But apart from that, that's it.
I mean, I prefer that from them releasing a million other Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
Because
what?
I just like made a fart noise into the microphone.
Your microphone isn't good enough for that.
Oh. Sure, go get my game in. That's it. No, Assassin's Creed games can die in a hole. I don't care.
I still very much enjoy them.
I know you do. I resent you for it. And I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're good games. Like I'm not dissing the fact that I'm sure Valhalla's good and Odyssey's good and Origins was meant to be okay. But I cannot be bothered with them.
I mean, I could probably do an entire episode by myself talking about Assassin's Creed games and the difference between the last three and the ones before that.
Do this.
You tempt me.
Do this. We'll publish it.
I'll publish it, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Why are we still on Podbean? Anyways.
Podbean.
Oh, this means I have to go back to managing the Instagram too. We're back.
Oh yeah. Maybe I might help you now that my exams are done. I'll help you boost public profile. I'll put up posters of us like all over the place.
Okay, that's one way to do it.
Podcast and like do hand drawings of us all.
Yeah, you guys know more than me about
figures.
how to make friends. So you guys do that. and I'll keep sitting at the PC doing the editing.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I'll put
I'm
up.
fine with that.
Yeah, I'll put up posters of us like next like wanted cat posters and things.
If you could make a podcast out to be something that is not, that would be great, so people might actually listen.
Yeah.
Okay, but then they'll get disappointed when they do listen, and they expect this to
No,
be.
No,
get
we're the
surprised.
we're the least disappointing people ever. We
If
talk
we can
about
get some,
Thor.
that is true. We've talked a lot about Thor. If we can get some like members of government to listen to hear your plans of world peace, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
could change the
No,
world.
true. If we'll ask Boris, and then he'll
He'll send word to Biden. He'll
yeah,
send word.
yeah. And Matt Hancock.
Yeah, and then as soon as it comes out that I'm German, then Merkel will be interested.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And before
Yeah.
you know it, it's like COVID will be gone, and like everyone will be friends.
Yeah.
Elon Musk will sit there looking like the big bird he is.
Big bird. Actually, one last thing before we do wrap up. Since we talked so much about 4, I have a TV show I can recommend you guys. About 4.
What?
Would you believe
Oh,
it?
it's Thor.
It's
Is it that one called Ragnarok?
Yes, it is.
Any good?
No joke, it is actually about 4, Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, really? But like Norse Thor.
Well, yeah. They didn't get Chris Hemsworth for this. Otherwise,
Yeah, but what I mean is it's not a Marvel thing, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's Marty McFly, Jordan.
Exactly. No, the show is originally Norwegian, but they produced it for Netflix.
Oh, okay.
That's quite cool.
And it's okay. I'll be honest, Jordan, you might not like the show because they do a lot of social commentary that you might find annoying.
And as we know, I hate social commentary. Do I?
You do give out to it a bit.
I do. I just realized my whole problem with Falcon and Winter Soldier was bad social commentary.
Yeah. But it's not Orange Man bad social commentary.
Okay.
It's more like just about climate change stuff like that.
Because as we all agree here, Orange Man is a good way. I'm joking.
Time to wrap up, folks. We're about to lose the only listener we've got.
That's not as funny as I think it is, but I think it's very funny.
Should have got the laugh track ready for that one.
Yeah. We need to bring the laugh track back.
Tell me what's that.
The laugh track, which is literally like me playing it through a different device. With like distorted audio quality.
So is Ragnarok in this show about global warming? And that's why Ragnarok's happening?
No.
Okay.
They kind of
about time travel.
It's about time travel. No, it's basically just like a teenager moves back to like his hometown, which is like bumfuck nowhere, Norway. Like I'm not even exaggerating. They literally say like in the opening crawl, like this town was apparently like the last town that turned Christian because it was so far out of the way.
Yeah.
And that was rumored that this is where the Ragnarok event, like the death of the gods, happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, he basically he was born there, I think. And
whoa. Happened? Past tense?
Yes. In this show's.
Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. I kind of spoiled like the first couple episodes, but who cares? Because this will get you more interested than if I tell you what happens the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's basically like he moves back there with his brother and his mom, who got a job there or something, I think. And then like this is the first minute this happens.
Yeah.
They're driving up the road in this little town, and there's like an old grandpa, like 70, like trying to cross the road, but he's super slow. So our main character's like, "Oh, I'll get out and help him," and he helps him cross, and then
Is this set in modern day?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. He just helps this old man cross the road, and then like I think it's like the old guy's wife or whatever. She owns a shop, but yeah, she comes out like, "Oh, thank you so much," and she just touches his hair, and then his eyes light up, and he becomes 4.
Oh, what? Nice.
And basically, the first episode is just him starting to discover that he's getting like weird stuff's happening to him. Like he doesn't need his glasses anymore all of a sudden, and
You're throwing on his balls.
Yeah, he
Big
suddenly gets
change.
strong, and stuff like that. And then at the end of the episode, he something happens that I won't reveal, but I was quite surprised by it happening. He gets angry about something, and he's like out in the woods, and he's just screaming, and like thunder just comes crashing down. So yeah,
wow,
he becomes
that sounds cool.
he's forced.
That does sound cool.
And it's honestly
Oh.
like a pretty good show. Like
Okay.
I was surprised. I kind of started watching in the hopes of this being enjoyable because it's bad.
You were hoping
I
for
was actually-
Riverdale too.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo.
Uh-huh.
But it was actually kind of fun. Like
Yeah.
like I said, give it a watch if you want.
Okay, I might.
If you're
See
in need
that?
of something to watch.
That's interesting to me because Riverdale or no, Ragnarok, even in Norse mythology, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the principle of Ragnarok is that Loki at the minute is tied to a rock, bound by his son's own intestines, and there's a snake dripping acid on his face. And his wife is standing there with a bowl to catch the acid. But literally every time she goes to empty the bowl, he gets some acid on his face, and he doesn't like it. But at some point, an earthquake will set him free, and that'll set off like a war between the gods and the giant snake Jotnar and Surtur, the fire demon or whatever it is, fire giant. At the end of it all, he'll basically just destroy the planet.
So
It never happened in Norse mythology. It was a prediction.
yeah, so in the show, this is something we'll delve into more in season 2. Because season 1's most just about the main character like finding out he's 4.
Thor
And
and
then season
about.
2, yeah, he's 4 and about. And in season 2 they start introducing like other gods as well. But basically like the main plot in season 1 is that there's the giants, aka the Jotuns. 4 of them, they're like a family. They survived Ragnarok.
Okay.
So like in this show, Ragnarok happened many thousands of years ago. All
Yes.
the gods died, all the giants died, except these 4 who managed to escape. Or they don't go into it a whole lot, but they lived. Let's put it that way.
Hey Jordan, I just Wikipedia'd it, and apparently the English media widely reported that Ragnarok happened on the 22nd of February 2014. So I'm sorry to disappoint, but I think it's already happened.
I'm looking that up. That sounds great. I must have missed that one.
I'm joking. No, it is not Wikipedia, but it was just a rumor, obviously. Oh, guys. No, we missed it. It happened yesterday.
Damn, I stepped through that.
I thought the grass was a bit scorched outside along with everything else.
Yeah, it hasn't rained here for a while. Gee.
Yeah, funny enough, it's been snowing non-stop planet-wide for a year now. Thimble winter has come.
That's why everyone's fighting. Oh.
So, like,
that's why Thor's fighting that big snake outside.
22nd February 2014. It's so precise.
Wait, what did you look up?
No, I just there's when you look up about Ragnarok, there's like a suggested question when did Ragnarok happen, and the exact words is in late 2013 and early 2014. English language media outlets widely reported that Ragnarok was foretold to occur on the 22nd February 2014. Apparently patterned after the 2012 phenomenon. The claim was at times attributed to a Viking calendar.
Well, I guess we know Norse mythology is definitely a false religion.
Yeah, and that's two very accurate, non-biased news resources. We have Wikipedia, and we have the English media.
Huh.
Okay. Well, the way I understood it in the show is basically in season 1 they say it already happened, and in season 2 they start to hint at it'll happen again. So,
wait, that makes no sense. Why would they?
Because
just,
some gods survived the first Ragnarok.
Yeah, I'm sure it makes sense in the
fair.
context. In fairness, for Ragnarok to happen, it has to kill literally everything. So yeah, I guess it didn't.
Yeah. So if not everyone was killed, Ragnarok didn't technically happen the way it was foretold then.
And they need the likes of Thor, Balder, and Loki to actually kick things off. So I guess these reincarnations are like to make it happen again.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Well,
again, this stuff happened more in season 2. They delve deeper into that.
yes. Okay.
It's only 6 episodes each season.
Oh, okay. I might check out it.
Oh,
Like this was it was a quick watch for me.
Yes. All right. Colin, do you want to shut us down?
yep. Shutting down. Bluetooth off. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. Wait. Sorry, I'm trying to find the command.
No, I have it. I have it ready to go. You just.
Oh, cool. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. As always, we are the podcast of Solitude, talking random stuff every week for the foreseeable. Look for us on Podbean, Instagram, and various other social medias which we may or may not have yet.
We don't.
Yo, guys, we should start YouTube at some point.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah. Other thing is, if we actually make YouTube, then we can like pre-plan videos, whereas podcasts is like more of like a
Yeah, this is
like,
a discussion for later. I want to go.
moment.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay, that's us for this week. Thanks for listening, guys. See you soon.